Hello, my beautiful soul. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, it is great to meet you. My name is Gloria. I'm a spiritual medium and intuitive development teacher, and this is my little corner of the internet where I share music reactions for the soul, because yes, I believe that music is medicine. It plays a huge part in my own life journey and healing journey. I know it plays a huge part on other people's journeys as well. Through music and lyrics, I feel like we understand ourselves better. I think they help us understand things that have happened in our life. Music and lyrics make us feel less alone. I am super excited. Today we are reacting to Elizabeth Taylor, the second track on Taylor Swift's new album, The Life of a Showgirl. Let's see. I don't know what to expect. Let's go.
Elizabeth Taylor, do you think it's forever? That view of Portofino was on my mind when you called me at the Plaza Atene. Ooh, oftentimes it doesn't feel so glamorous to be me. All the right guys promised they'd stay under bright lights. They withered away, but you blew. Portofino was on my mind. I think you know why. And if your letters ever said goodbye, I cried my eyes violet. Elizabeth Taylor, tell me for real, do you think it's forever? Number one, but I never had to. And I can't have fun if I can't have be my and wild. When Hollywood hates me, only as hot as your last hit, baby.
Aww.
But I never had to. And I can't have fun if I can't have you.
Aww. I feel like this is I feel like this could be an homage to Elizabeth Taylor. I think she's such a timeless, icon. I think she did have violet color eyes, and I think she was one of the things that she was famous for was the many relationships that she had. And I feel there's a parallel here, a parallel between Elizabeth Taylor and Taylor's life. I feel that one of the things, that Taylor has been, in the tabloids often for is because of her, multiple relationships. To be honest with you, I feel like she had the same amount of relationships as, a normal person, but obviously she is, a showgirl. And so it's splashed in all of the magazines. And I feel like it can be very detrimental, I think, to a person's mental and emotional health to just have it all laid out in front of everybody. So I feel like there's a parallel here. I think that she might have chosen Elizabeth Taylor specifically because maybe she's seen that. Let's have a look. Let's continue.
Hey, what could you possibly get for the girl who has everything and nothing all at once? Babe, I would trade the Cartier for someone to trust. We hit the bed.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like there's a lot that comes obviously from the career and the life that she has, but how much of that is substance? How much of that is substance? How much of that is what people think would make you happy versus what actually makes you happy? I had the Cartier, but I was really looking for someone to trust. I think it just testimony of how, material things don't actually make you happy, right? I love that, actually. They say I'm bad news and I just say thanks. I think I really love that. This is one of the things that I love the most about Taylor, actually. How unapologetic she is and how she turns even the worst things that have happened to her in her career or in her life, how she turns them to gold, right? So even people could be saying so many things about her and so much hate I think she receives, but she's like, I'm going to embrace this. I'm not defined by what you think. I'm defined by my own values. I'm defined by myself. And I think, honestly, let's get a little bit of that for all of us, right? It doesn't matter what people say about you. What matters is you. What matters is your values. Come on. I love it.
Forever. Number one, but I never had to. And I can't have you, Elizabeth Taylor. Do you think it's forever?
When she says, do you think it's forever? I wonder what is she referring to? Because what is coming up here for me is that very often we are in this situation where we could find ourselves in situations where we're feeling really lost, and when we feel like I know that I have certainly experienced that in my life, where I was so lost inside, and I had so much pain inside that I was just surrounding myself with material things to make myself feel better, right? But actually what I needed to address was what was inside. And I wonder if she refers to that feeling of loss, when it says, do you think it's forever? Do you think that is it going to last forever, this thing, or am I actually going to find somebody that I can trust? Is this whole thing of, people just not seeing the depth of me? Is it going to last forever? Is all this appearances? Is it going to last forever? Is it always going to be like this? Or am I going to actually find somebody that sees me for who I am? I wonder if that refers to that. There you go. Exactly. Oh, I so love her for this. Oh. I so love her for this. You see, I so love her for this so much. When she says, let me just go back to it, hang on. When she says, all my white diamonds and lovers are forever, all my white diamonds and lovers are forever in the papers, on the screen, and in their minds. It's like, you don't know anything about me. All you know is the showgirl, right? All you know is the surface level of me. And everything else, you have no idea of what's actually going on inside. And I so love her. I love that she put that line there. I really love that she put that line there. And you know what? Because obviously, I always try to see how we can, how these can impact, the lyrics can help us through our life as well. How many people just judge us because of what they see? And how many times do we feel judged by them? How many times do we feel like they're not seeing who we actually are? But to be honest with you, it says more about them than it says about who you are, isn't it? I love the melody of this as well, yeah. It's a great tune. I love that. Ooh, so much depth. I love what she's done with that. I absolutely love what she's done with that. There is so much depth, I feel like, it was a very interesting song to experience. I feel like it could be taken very surface level. Again, look how masterful she is. She's very intentional. She's very intentional with the way that she layers the lyrics, the music. Everything is very light. Everything is very upbeat. But then when you look inside of the song, when you go on the layer underneath, you actually understand the depth of what she's saying, right? Love it. Love it, love it, love it. What I'm making of this song, to me, is all about that. It's all about the appearances. It's all about how much we can be judged, how much we feel judged. And, maybe we will always be like that in the eyes of certain people. And that's okay. It says more about them than it says about you. I grew up in a small town, Italy. Everybody knew everybody's business kind of thing, you know. And there was so much judgment. There was so much judgment about how thin or how fat you are, how about the clothes that you're wearing, about what your mother and what your parents' job are, about what your house looks like. Like, it's just like, it was so much judgment. And then when I moved out, I moved to London, and I was all of a sudden in a huge metropolis where nobody cared about anyone, and I was like, wow, how amazing it is sometimes to really feel invisible. To really be invisible. There's nobody to judge you. Nobody to judge you. And at that point, it felt really good. It felt really good to be outside of the judgment, outside of everything, to not be known by anyone. And I'm saying this, but, obviously we're not at the level of Taylor Swift, but I feel like in our lives, in different proportions, there are some things that make us feel very exposed, that make us feel very, very visible. And sometimes taking yourself out of the environment that you're used to, especially if you're feeling judged, it can really help. It can absolutely help. Were there things to address even after I moved out of that small town, and even, after I've experienced years of life in a huge metropolis like London? Absolutely. But did it help not feeling judged and not feeling, visible? Did it help? 100%. Yes, 100% it helped. Sometimes we just need to feel like that. Sometimes we just need to feel like, I don't want to be anybody's business today. I don't want to be anybody's business today. I just want the freedom to be myself, and that's it. And you know what? It doesn't, as I said, it doesn't really matter what anybody says, as long as you stay true to yourself. So it says more, if anybody is judging you, it says more about them than it says about you. Yeah, remember that. It's none of your business. What other people say or think about you, it is none of your business. How about that? I feel like this is one of the mottos in my life that help me the most. So I really enjoyed this tune. I definitely really enjoyed this tune. I love the depth of it. I love the layers. I feel like there's parallels from, the life of a showgirl, like, the spotlight, being in the spotlight and everything, and the life of a normal person doing a normal job. I feel there's definitely parallels, and at the end, I think we're all experiencing life from our internal, in our internal way. And I think that's it. Doesn't really matter what you do for a living. It doesn't really matter. What you feel inside is the way that you're going to experience life, regardless of what you are, who you are, what you do, and how much you have. I think that's the main message I feel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below, what are your favorite songs? What are the songs that have defined special moments and special things in your life? The songs that have helped you heal, the songs that have accompanied you through your life journey. Let me know in the comments below. I want to react to them. And thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.